And welcome back to Block TV on this very green day. After what seems like months of downward trading, we are seeing a refreshing color of green overtaking the charts. Bitcoin up by 3%, Ethereum up by 11%. Can we all breathe a sigh of relief? Or, in other words, what is happening? Joining me in studio, Ron Friedman, editor-in-chief, Block TV. Putting aside all the technical numbers, et cetera, why do we think this is happening now?
Well, first of all, it is great to be here on this refreshing day. I mean, we've been through, since November, pretty much straight up downwards motion. We've seen a few blips and climbs along the way. This one, will it stick? That's the big question. So we see Bitcoin up by 3%, like you said. Ethereum, a whopping 11%.
Ethereum is going, well, not through the roof, but it's
crossed the 10%. Expectations have shifted, lowered in last few months. When we see 2 months ago, Ethereum was at less than $100. Now it's up 130 plus. It's a significant move for. It's
a significant move, and also, okay, let's take Ethereum per se. Constantinople, that anticipated for coming up, I believe, on the 27th of February. But do we think for the Ethereum specifically? I mean, maybe all of them are different. They just seem to rise at the same time. Do we think for Ethereum specifically that made the switch?
Well, there's often correlation between when Bitcoin goes up, and we see the rest of the market joining. Often so. Recently, it's been the other way around. With Ethereum, the number 2 coin, making the dramatic climb, it's been tied to several things. So we've seen reports, yes, Constantinople. Now we're talking about probably March 1st fork. So some security, some investment ahead of that. Last time we were this close to the fork, we didn't see this price climb. So I'm not sure how much we can glean from that. That's one possibility. Just general Ethereum, and we've seen dApps take hold firmly, so maybe this price climb is a signal of support for that. But when the markets are green, things are going up. It's like we heard before. A lot of it is sentiment.
And speaking of sentiment, because the big news last week was JPMorgan issuing their own digital coin. We'll talk in a second about the fact of, is it a digital coin or isn't it a digital coin?
Some split minds about
that. Exactly. But that crossed over into mainstream media. That made news within 10 minutes. It was trending not just on cryptocurrency or financial sites, but also mainstream media.
CNN was reporting on it, BBC.
New York Times headlined with it, a breaking news. But does this constitute good publicity for cryptos? Do we think that this could be possibly the rise on this, at the beginning of this week?
Again, it's always a bit of a fool's game trying to pinpoint the exact causes. We can see correlation, not necessarily causation. But yes, I mean, a major bank, the biggest bank, JPMorgan, even if it's, critics will say it's not a real cryptocurrency, it lacks some of the features of decentralization and some of the transparency of traditional cryptocurrencies, if there's such a thing.
Yeah. And the question is, does it matter, those minutiae details? Because once we have a headline that says, as you said, JPMorgan, largest bank in the United States, one of the largest banks in the world, venturing into, in whichever way, cryptocurrency.
That's the question. So yes, I'd say positive sentiment definitely has an effect. I mean, we heard it earlier from our own technical analyst at the end of the day. You can find trends, but really a lot of it has to do with where investors are in their headspace, whether they feel confident to invest right now. We're seeing, and I'm not going to venture, all right, we're going to the moon now, not on Ethereum, not on Bitcoin, not on any of the altcoins. If we can reach 4,000 on Bitcoin, if we can keep on this momentum with Ethereum, the signs are positive and fingers crossed. But yeah, it has a lot to do with psychology, and an announcement like JPMorgan, it just brings more eyeballs to the field, brings more attention. Players are commenting on it. People who might not have heard of it before are now hearing about it. The coin drops.
The coin drops is an emotional reaction. The coin, gets a headline. It's also an emotional reaction. Ultimately, though, apropos, our own Alex Harper says that this is all just fluctuation on the way to finding a bottom.
Right. So we've, a lot of traders, a lot of analysts are saying, in order to reach the moon, so to speak, that everybody in the field is looking for, we're going to have to go through a bottom first. So on Bitcoin, we're talking about kind of the 2,000 range. maybe we'll be skipping out on that. Maybe the next few days let's continue to see upward motion, and that'll carry us on into the next bull market.
Again, time will tell. We're theorizing, but who cares? Everything is green.
Exactly. Great to be here this morning. Let's hope it keeps.
Let's hope it keeps the green pastures that we're treading in all throughout the week. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to check us out, BLOCKTV, on every single social network that you have. We're there, and we'll be right back.